I'm just going to ride it out.
Yeah, totally agree. Speaking of Diaz, Nick Diaz is back.
Nick Diaz
is back, and he's supposed to be coming in for 209.
Okay.
Do you have anybody that you would like to see him take on for 209?
Well, has he said what weight class he's fighting at? Welterweight?
Yeah, Nick is all other than one or two fights, like when he did Silva, and I think there might have been another one. His natural weight class is welterweight.
That's a good weight class to fight, isn't it?
It is.
I would like to see him against Thompson. That's kind of a jump, kind of up to the top after a long break. But I mean, he stood in there with Anderson Silva and basically, he lost, but
he held his own. It wasn't like
no one clearly won that fight.
Yeah.
So if you can do it with Anderson, then I'm sure he can do it with Thompson too.
So here, I'm huge Nick Diaz fan. Probably my favorite fighter, if not my favorite, within like the top 2 or 3.
He's a great fighter.
So here's another person who I think their mental state is coming into play. When he lost his fight against Silva and the post-fight press conference, one of the things he said is something along the lines of, like, I'm tired of being a loser, or I'm tired of losing, or it's something along those lines.
Yeah.
He had just come off of a loss. He had a loss, had like 2 losses if I'm not mistaken. He lost to George St. Pierre.
He's the best loser in the game. He lost against GSP and almost won. Like, when you watch that fight, he almost won it in a way. And same thing with Silva. You know, even when he loses, he kind of wins.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. He
never gets stomped out like no.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. He's a scrap. Both of them, him and Nate, are scrappy as fuck. They talk a lot of shit throughout the whole thing.
Nate the same. He lost against Conor in the second fight. He almost, like, in a way, he won that fight.
Yeah. It's
On the scorecards, maybe he should stop paying attention to the scorecards, because in the judges' eyes, he loses the fight, but who gives a shit about what the judges say, honestly. Like, fans want to see heart. They want to see athleticism. Right. They want to see a real fight. And when the Diaz brothers fight, it's almost secondary whether they win or not.
It's more or less a street fight. They have a street fight mentality and a street fight presence.
Yeah.
And I think when you watch them fight, you can see the other guy may win by the rules, but at the same time, if this was in a back alley somewhere, how would this play out long run?
Yeah.
And people, I think, tend to calculate that in when they're watching a Diaz fight.
Yeah.
But he lost to GSP. He lost to Condit. He lost to Silva. He had a huge break between, who was it? His last, I think it was GSP and Silva. Then now it's been another huge break.
Why does he take such long fights? Does he get banned all the time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Always for weed?
Yeah. Yeah.
Legalize it and shit.
Well, it's now, I know you saw the Holly weed sign, right?
Yeah.
It's now recreationally legal.
Yeah. But does that mean it's not a sports
that's true.
enhancing drug?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how that would play out as far as like the.
And we can talk about that too a little later on if you want. Because that's something pretty interesting as well.
It is. Here's what I would like to see for Nick. I would like to see him, and he said, I only want to take big fights. I would like to see him come in and take at least 1 or 2 fights that are not super high fights. Come in, get a little of the ring rust off, get back in the swing of things. Some people kind of doubt the ring rust thing, but I think for most people, there is something to building up momentum of being in the actual fight and competing.
Confidence.
And,
confidence.
You do get on a track.
Yeah.
I would like to see him have at least 1 or 2 fights against somebody who A, is not wrestler prone, and B, is not prone to running.
But why no wrestler prone?
Those are the 2 styles that historically give Nick the most problems. People who are going to run from him, think Carlos Condit, and people who are going to wrestle and hold him down. Not necessarily
even
trying to
JJ Black belt like Nick Diaz.
Yeah. As long as look at George. A big part of George's game plan was get him down, just neutralize the guard. You don't have to finish him.
Yeah.
You have control. You took him down and you have top control. Yeah. As long as you can avoid the submission and, you know, get little pitter-pats in on the way, you win on the cards.
I don't think there's anyone like George, though. George, in terms of, like, the ability to... And look, he was boring as fuck, but the ability to take someone down and just hold him there, I don't think anyone can do that to him.
Not Eddie Alvarez. Diego Sanchez. When Diego Sanchez fought Nick Diaz, it was his wrestling. He has problems with those two type of people. People who run, people who hold you down. Don't try to finish you, just lay and pray.
Fighters, yeah.
You know? I would like to see him do either a Neil Magny, I think that would be a good fight for him, or Cowboy Cerrone.
Oh, Cowboy Cerrone.
Those, I think, would be two good fights for him to come back to, stylistically, and kind of get his feet wet again.
Yeah. I definitely think that Cowboy Cerrone, for sure. That would work out. Because they're both similar styles, similar personalities. I mean, Cowboy Cerrone is a bit more kickboxing heavy and less jiu-jitsu. But his jiu-jitsu is good. Mm-hmm. And Diaz is pretty much no kickboxing, just boxing and a lot of jiu-jitsu too. But I think that would be a really fun fight. And they're both game. They're both
game and they're both stand-up heavy. They're both... We're gonna sit here and we're gonna scrap.
The problem is, we mentioned this before, with Cerrone, you got 50-50 chance of seeing...
Right, which Cerrone are you gonna get?
Yeah, so I mean, it depends if he pumps himself up or he just goes, I don't know, man, just wasn't working out for me tonight, you know? I tried, you know? Right. So, we'll see. And you know what the funny thing with Cowboy Cerrone? The big fights, he doesn't usually put it out.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because he has the talent, but...